Well, in the wake of the arraignment and indictment of Donald Trump, the White House has been asked repeatedly, time and again, for comment, but they continue to give the same response.
President Biden, have you spoken to Attorney General Merrick Garland yet?
I have not spoken to him at all. I'm not going to speak to him. No comment on that.
I'm just not going to comment on anything that's related to the indictment. We're just going to be very mindful here and respect the Department of Justice. Let them do their job. When it comes to criminal cases, we just do not comment. I'm just not going to comment. I'm just not going to speak to that. No comment.
Yep. Now, no matter how many times they give a no comment and how much distance the White House tries to put itself between themselves and the case, President Biden is the chief law enforcement officer in the country, and it is his Department of Justice that is overseeing this case. Over to you, Sean. When you hear the no comment, no comment, no comment, no comment from the White House on this, is that the smart tack?
Yeah, I mean, answer. Look, here's the reality. Karine Jean-Pierre was just rebuked by the Government Ethics Office for violating the Hatch Act on another matter. Maybe she's finally learned her lesson.
But she never did.
I was never rebuked by the Government Ethics Office.
Kellyanne Conway and Democrats went crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but so look, she just got notice that she had violated the Hatch Act. Maybe she's, heeding the counsel of the White House counsel's office not to do that. It's smart. I mean, they don't have anything good to say about this. They bring in their own guy, and a lot of the points that I made earlier. The second that you open the door to this, boom, Katie bar the thing, man, because you're going to start asking about President Biden's culpability.
I come back to that stat that Kelly Meyer was talking about. 81% of Republicans think this is politically motivated. As soon as I saw that number, I thought Manhattan and Alvin Bragg. That case is really, really, really weak. There are even Democrats that were defending President Trump. He got a huge political gift by having that case go first.
Set the tone.
And it's dangerous that so many people, so many Americans feel like this is politically motivated, because it sets up for this little structure fire that if we're not careful, you're throwing flames on it. And the Biden White House knows that. I do think that someone from the Department of Justice needs to come out and give process, answers, and talk about the other special counsels that are ongoing.
So you talk about that, and it relates to the classified documents that were found in President Biden's residences. That special counsel is ongoing, started just a handful or so months ago. Is that why we're hearing from the White House like no comment, because once you open that door, then you got to respond to the
Sure.
I
mean, and just institutionally, you don't want to comment on what the Department of Justice is doing. One of the problems with all of these indictments and all of the Trump scandals is from the very beginning. I remember waiting for Rachel Maddow to come out with Trump's tax returns the first time. People, you have to think about it for years and think about the limited attention capacity of Americans. They've been hearing Democrats and certain people in the media make a huge deal out of every single scandal, and they're not all the same. This one is much more serious. But for the average person, it's very difficult to distinguish among them. They've gotten tired, and so that's why you see numbers like the 80%, because people assume they're all the same, and they're not.
I just want to one point off what Lauren's saying that I think is important. And it's interesting because you have three of us on the panel that I know of that have had a security clearance. I've had a clearance for 24 years, right? Talking about how to handle classified information. Most of these pundits and a lot of the media folks from other cable news outlets have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to the rules regarding the handling and storage of classified information.
Not even members of Congress.
Correct. And so part of this is when you have an active clearance, once a year you have to go through certain required training to maintain your clearance. A lot of the folks that are offering their punditry on this have never been around this information. And so when they talk about it, it's literally as if they just read it, out of whole cloth.
So it's different than having a White House hard pass, huh?
Oh, White House hard pass holders.
That's what the
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.